What happens when two people from totally different worlds fall into something real? Maybe you've wondered if age even matters when the connection is there. When the spark just happens today. We're counting down the top 10 age gap relationship movies, films that explore love when years separate two hearts, but nothing else seems to stand in the way. These are stories about choosing, about risk, about finding someone who changes everything. Let's dive in. Number 10, The Hotspot. 1990. Directed by Dennis Hopper. Harry Maddox drifts into a small Texas town looking for work and a fresh start. He lands a job at a used car lot selling cars to whoever walks through the door. The owner's wife is older, beautiful, dangerous. She notices Harry right away. She's been married for years, but something about this young drifter makes her feel alive again. Harry gets drawn into her world. She buys him clothes, takes him places, makes him feel wanted. But then he meets someone his own age and everything gets complicated. The older woman wants to keep him. The younger woman wants him to leave. Harry is stuck between two worlds. He's making plans with the older woman to rob the bank, but his feelings are torn in half. The film shows how desire doesn't always care about age. It shows how sometimes we chase what we shouldn't have because we can't help ourselves. In the end, choices have consequences. The Hotspot explores the danger of getting caught between two people and two different versions of a life. Number 9. It Boy, 2013. Directed by David Moreau. Alice Lantons is a 38-year-old businesswoman climbing the corporate ladder. She's serious, focused, ambitious. She wants to be the next editor of a major fashion magazine, but she gets passed over for promotion. Her boss says she's too prudish, too stiff, not trendy enough for the role. Then Balthazar walks in. He's 20 years old. Charming, confident, everything she isn't. He's interested in her. He flirts, he teases, he makes her feel young again. Alice decides to use him. She thinks if she dates him, if she's seen with him, it will help her image. She'll look cool and modern. But something unexpected happens. She actually starts to care about him. She starts to feel things she thought were long gone. Balthazar challenges her ideas about success and beauty. He makes her question what she's been chasing her whole life. The film is light and funny, but it also asks real questions. Can two people from different generations actually connect? Or is it just a game, just something to use? By the end, both of them have to choose what they really want. Number 8, Elegy, 2008. Directed by Isabelle Coixet. David Kopesh is a respected professor. He's been teaching for decades. He's written books, given lectures, earned the admiration of his peers. But his personal life is empty. His relationships are shallow, focused only on physical attraction. He's 60 years old, and he's never been in love. Then a student named Consuelo walks into his class. She's 24, beautiful, mysterious. David becomes obsessed with her. He pursues her relentlessly. He uses his position, his experience, his confidence to win her over. She becomes his lover. But David can't see her as a real person. He only sees her beauty. He's trapped by the shell of who she is. Their relationship becomes increasingly twisted. He needs her. She tries to leave. He pulls her back. David eventually realizes something terrible. He spent his whole life looking at women but never actually seeing them. He's obsessed with beauty and youth in a way that's deeply unhealthy. Elegy is uncomfortable to watch. It forces you to see David's obsession for what it really is. It's a film about how age difference can hide manipulation and control. Number 7, Copenhagen, 2014. Directed by Mark Rosso. William is an older man traveling through Europe. He's been through life, through relationships, through disappointments. He's in Copenhagen and he meets a young woman. She's vibrant, spontaneous, everything he's forgotten how to be. They become friends quickly. He takes her to museums and cafes. They talk about life and philosophy. She makes him feel young again. William realizes he's falling in love with her, but he's old enough to be her father. He knows it's wrong. He knows she deserves someone her own age, but he can't stop himself. The film explores his internal struggle. He wants to be with her. He also wants to protect her from himself. She, meanwhile, is drawn to his experience and his understanding of the world. She likes feeling mature, feeling like she understands things most people her age don't. Copenhagen asks a hard question. Can an older person and a younger person have a genuine connection? The film doesn't give easy answers. It shows how complicated these relationships can be. Number 6, An Education, 2009. Directed by Lone Scherfig. Jenny is 16 years old. and she's stuck in high school with girls her own age who seem boring and dull. She dreams of real life. She dreams of culture and excitement. Then she meets David. He's 30, sophisticated, charming. He drives a nice car. He knows about wine and art and music. He treats her like an adult. He doesn't talk down to her. He introduces her to concerts and dinner parties. Jenny's parents are thrilled. They think David is wonderful. They're so proud that their daughter has attracted such an impressive man. But gradually, things start to feel off. David is controlling. He's moody. He's not the person she thought he was. Jenny realizes that what seemed sophisticated was actually manipulation. What seemed romantic was actually predatory. And Education is a coming-of-age film about the moment Jenny sees the truth. What seemed sophisticated was manipulation. What seemed romantic was predatory. The age difference was about power, not connection. Number 5, And Your Mother Too, 2001, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. Julio and Tenoch are best friends. They're teenagers, full of energy and reckless confidence. They talk about girls and sex and all the things young men talk about. One day they meet Luisa. She's older, beautiful, worldly. She's sophisticated in a way that fascinates them. She's also dealing with personal pain. Her husband has been unfaithful. She's lonely and hurt. The boys invite her on a trip. They tell her there's a secret beach that only they know about. They want to seduce her. They want to add her to their list of conquests. Luisa agrees to go, but on the journey, everything shifts. The boys start to see her as a real person. She starts to see something in them that reminds her of innocence. The power dynamics keep changing. Sometimes Luisa has the power. Sometimes the boys do. The film explores how age difference doesn't always mean one person controls another. It shows how people from different stages can connect in surprising ways. By the end, all 3 characters are changed. None of them are who they were before. Number 4, 5 to 7, 2014. Directed by Victor Levin. Brian is a 24-year-old writer. He's struggling. He's trying to figure out who he is and what he wants from life. He's living in New York, feeling lost in the chaos. He meets Ariel. She's 33, French, elegant, confident. She's married. She tells Brian immediately that she can only see him between 5 and 7 in the evening. Those are her hours. Her husband accepts this. And it's part of their arrangement. It's part of how they've decided to live. Brian is shocked at first, but he agrees. He's captivated by her. Every evening they meet and they talk. They walk through the city. They share wine and conversation. She teaches him about life. She teaches him about honesty and what it means to live authentically. Their time together is limited, but it's intense. Every moment matters because they know their time is finite. 5 to 7 explores how a real connection can exist outside traditional relationships. It shows how people can be honest about what they want and build something meaningful without pretense. The age difference matters less than the honesty between them. Number 3, The Reader, 2008. Directed by Stephen Daldry. Michael is a teenage boy. And one day he collapses on the street and a woman named Hannah helps him. Hannah is older, maybe 40. Michael recovers and starts visiting her. He reads to her. She listens. They become lovers. Michael is fascinated by her. She's educated, mysterious, but also deeply private. Michael loves her. He thinks they'll be together forever. But one day, Hannah disappears. No note, no explanation. She's just gone. Michael is devastated. Years pass. Michael becomes a lawyer. He's in a courtroom one day and he sees Hannah in the dock. She's being tried for a crime. Michael learns the truth about her. She's not who he thought. She's been hiding a terrible secret. The reader explores how we don't really know people, especially when there's an age difference. Michael was young, vulnerable. Hannah had experience and power. But the film doesn't make it simple. It doesn't say she was purely evil or he was purely a victim. It shows how complicated human connection can be when power and experience collide with youth and innocence. Number 2, Lost in Translation, 2003. Directed by Sofia Coppola. Bob Harris is an aging actor. He's been famous for decades. He's been married. He's lived a full life. But now he feels invisible. He takes a job filming a commercial in Tokyo. He's out of place. No one recognizes him. He's just another guest in a fancy hotel. Charlotte is a 22-year-old newlywed. She's just married a photographer who's constantly working. She's alone in a strange city with no one to talk to. Bob and Charlotte meet in the hotel. They start spending time together. They talk about life, about loneliness, about feeling lost. They're 30 years apart in age. They're in completely different places, but they understand each other. They recognize the loneliness in each other's eyes. Lost in Translation doesn't romanticize their connection. It shows it as real, but also brief. They find comfort in each other during a moment when both need it. The age difference matters because they're looking for different things, but finding the same understanding. By the end, they don't run away together. They don't commit to a future. They just acknowledge that for a moment in time, they weren't alone. Number 1, The Graduate, 1967, directed by Mike Nichols. Benjamin Braddock just graduated from college. He's 21 years old. His parents have expectations for him. Their friends have plans. Everyone wants to tell him what to do with his life. Benjamin is overwhelmed. He wants to hide. Then Mrs. Robinson approaches him. She's in her 40s, beautiful, sophisticated. She's married to one of his father's colleagues. She seduces Benjamin. He's shocked, but he goes along with it. She becomes his lover. She's experienced and confident. Benjamin is inexperienced and confused. She makes him feel wanted, but she also keeps him trapped. She doesn't want him to date anyone his own age. She doesn't want him to move forward with his life. She wants to keep him for herself. Then Benjamin meets her daughter. He falls in love. Suddenly everything changes. Benjamin has to choose between the safety of Mrs. Robinson and the risk of loving someone his own age. The Graduate is a classic because it shows the age gap dynamic clearly. It shows how an older woman can use her power to keep a younger man dependent. It shows how he eventually has to break free to become his own person. The film ends with both of them getting on a bus together. They're unsure of the future. But Benjamin has chosen himself. He's chosen growth over comfort. So which of these films speaks to you the most? Did you watch any of them? Did one stay with you? These movies explore something real. They explore connection across life stages. They ask questions about power and choice. Drop a comment below and tell me which one surprised you. Which relationship felt most genuine? If you want more countdowns like this, follow for more. See you in the next one.